My name is Ed Duggan, and I am the State of Ohio Director for Christians United for Israel, better known as CUFI or CUFI, the largest pro-Israel organization in the U.S. Presently, our membership is over 3.5 million, with members in all 50 states and many in almost every county in Ohio. Also, there are CUFI on-campus chapters at over 150 colleges, with 150 more chapters in the process of registration. We can also be found on our web at www.cufi.org. Basically, what I told the committee was this. I said, boycott, divestment, and sanctions of Israel, or BDS, is simply said another form of anti-Semitism for the purposes of delegitimizing Israel and the discrimination against and elimination of the Jewish people in the Middle East. These Jews have been forced by worldwide discrimination and hatred to move to Israel, a country the size of New Jersey, where they have very capably been protecting themselves and bolstering our U.S. defense and biotech industries as well. Israel has been helping us keep America safe. This anti-Semitism has been exported to our universities by the same people who are lying to us in America, teaching hatred of Americans and Jews to their children and now to ours, and committing acts of terror. Why do I say this, knowing the complexity of the Israel-Palestinian conflict, or is it that complex? I personally attended a lecture last year at Siegel College in Beechwood, Ohio, entitled Obstacles to Peace in the Israeli-Palestinian Conflict. Where do we go from here? The speaker was Gandhi Alamari, a senior fellow at the Washington Institute and a former member of the Palestinian negotiating team from 1999 to 2001, and an advisor to the Palestinian president and prime minister, plus much more relating to Palestinian issues. I remember this verbatim from his lecture. 80% of Palestinians don't trust their leadership and know that their government is corrupt. And this is an obstacle to peace. Remember, he represented the Palestinians. So that leaves 20% the Palestinian Authority leadership directing the teaching of hatred of Israel and the Jewish people in their schools, and paying generous monthly salaries to Palestinian terrorists serving time in Israeli prisons for murderous crimes against civilians, and to the families of terrorists who die while perpetrating their attacks. Yes, these are salaried workers under Palestinian Authority law, and the work they do, for which they are paid, is killing Jews, Israeli or not. And the more Jews they kill, the more they are paid. The Palestinian educational system provides powerful incentives to murder Israelis and Americans. These monthly payments to terrorists or their families amounted to $300 million in 2016. And that was the same approximate amount, $300 million, given to the Palestinian Authority in 2016 by the United States in foreign aid. Legislation has been introduced in both houses of Congress called the Taylor Force Act. This act, when passed, will cut off American aid to the Palestinian Authority until the PA stops making payments to terrorists. Taylor Force was an American West Point graduate, not Jewish, who survived tours in both Iraq and Afghanistan. When Force visited Israel in 2016, he was stabbed to death by a Palestinian terrorist named Bashar Mashallah. Under Palestinian law, Bashar Mashal's family is entitled to receive, for the rest of their life, monthly payments far larger than the average Palestinian salary. When President Trump met President Abbas of the Palestinian Authority, first in Ramallah, capital of the Palestinian Authority, and then in Washington, D.C. early in his administration, President Abbas told him that our $300 million in aid was not going for payments to terrorists. and that the Palestinian Authority was not teaching hatred of Israel and the Jewish people in their schools. President Trump determined later that that was not true, and he accurately called President Abbas a liar. The U.S. administration, just in the last 3 to 4 weeks, has come out in strong support of the Taylor Force Act. You may ask, why have I told you all this? What has it to do with BDS? Well, basically, the BDS movement was started by the leadership of the Palestinians, snowballing to other Arab countries, to the United Nations, to NGOs, and now it is expanding on our campuses. Can you trust such leadership to be presenting truthful information to American college students? Do you trust them to provide anything other than false anti-Israel propaganda, hatred of America, and anti-Semitism so foreign to our American culture and sensibilities? Do you want this BDS movement started by leadership that has the reputation I mentioned previously to continue on our campuses and throughout the world? So I ask you to call your House members and your Senate members in the state of Ohio and urge them to support and vote positively for HCR 10.